Good morning. I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage, and I want to welcome you to today's presentation, which is entitled, Who's Been Doing the Heavy Lifting? There was an article that I read recently by an author named Joshua Becker, and I want to give him full credit for this concept, but he was telling about a story about ants, and basically I thought it was a really great story about he was out for a walk, and on the sidewalk crossing in front of him was a group of ants. And instead of stomping on them, he did the nice thing and just observed them. And he said some were moving very peacefully across the sidewalk and others were struggling. In fact, they were struggling to carry leaves, which for them were probably a food source, but also a heavy lift for each of them. And he concluded after watching them for a while that this is a lot like life, isn't it? Sometimes we walk peacefully, quietly, at ease, and other times require some heavy lifting. My question for you is, who in your operation has been doing the heavy lifting? And second of all, have you thanked them recently? You know, there's so much buzz about automation regarding its impact on our labor force, for better or worse, hopefully better. But I want you to ask yourself a question. What do I do if I can't afford this automation? What if it's too expensive? What if it's cost prohibitive for you in your size operation? Then I think there's a couple things you should consider. Number one, find an excellent employee in your workforce, and you all have them, of course, as do I. Find an excellent employee and have them teach some of their outstanding skills to other employees. Because I see two benefits to this. Number one, you'll increase the team's overall skill set. And number two, you're going to really build up that employee by recognizing his or her positive skills. And I see nothing but good coming out of that. Point number two, if you have an employee who asks for a raise, instead of just reacting like, being growly about it, show them a checklist of skills that are necessary to run your whole business. And first of all, if they can't do them all, have them learn how to do each of them that they don't know. Again, there are two benefits to this. Number one, your workforce will be better trained as a result. And frankly, they will be worth more to your operation. They'll probably increase their income if they learn these things and do get a raise from you. And you'll also grow your income by having a more profitable, more successful business. Point number three, do you know the future roles of your employees? Do they have an opportunity to grow or be promoted in your business? This is really big. This is huge because I know their thinking. I know your thinking has been focused on your next expansion or the issues you're having with the bank, trying to get the reports out to them, things like that. Well, remember, as the saying goes, it's just like a sled dog team. The scenery only changes for the lead dog. So ultimately, you need to keep them better informed about what their future roles are in your operation. And I think ultimately you'll be the beneficiary of sharing that information with them. Because as Dr. Luke Miller, Doctor of Veterinary Medicine, said at the recent Western Dairy Management Conference, and I quote, "If you can't trust your team, it's your fault. Either you hired the wrong people, which is your fault, or you gave them no training, which is also your fault." As he pointed out, end of quote. As he pointed out, either case, it's your fault. And as a former bank manager once told me, John, there's nothing worse than training people and having them leave for the competition. And I suggested that there was one thing that was worse. And he said, really? What could that be? And I said, oh yeah, there's one thing that's worse. That's not training them and having them stay. So my final question for you is, who do you need to thank for doing the heavy lifting in your business? And can you train them to do even better? Again, I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. And I want to thank you for listening today. Thank you very much.